Welcome to Let's Talk Dementia. I'm Carol Howell, and I'm glad you've chosen to tune in today to see what this crazy woman from South Carolina has to say about dementia. Our YouTube channel is growing, and we're glad for that. And if you haven't told others about us, do that, please. Would you consider going on Facebook and just writing in a little ditty that says, I listen to Let's Talk Dementia on YouTube and wish that you would check it out too. You know, you just might be able to then send somebody to our channel, and I can help them with their caregiving journey. That's what we're about. Write me and tell me what's going on in your world. My email address is carol@letstalkdementia.org. Well, today I want to talk to you about the frou-frou part of life. You know what frou-frou is? In my husband's world, I learned that frou-frou is when my hair sticks up. It's supposed to stick up, by the way. I did not know that was frou-frou, but alas, it is. But in my world, frou-frou is earrings and jewelry and what you call those things, necklaces, and putting on makeup. Well, today is Saturday morning, and I got up and we went for our walk this morning, for which it was too hot to walk too long. But anyway, I didn't have on makeup and jewelry and all that good stuff because it's Saturday morning, daggone it. I was planning on being lazy all day long. I may not go out of the house. Then I thought, okay, I need to sit down and make a video. And I sat down and turned the camera on and looked at myself and went, ooh, girl, get up and put on some makeup and put on some jewelry, or you will not have anybody come back for the next episode. So I did that just for y'all today. But what does that have to do with dementia and our dementia caregiving journey? Well, I want you to think about your loved one and what they are receiving in as far as their physical outward appearance in care. I can go into communities every day of the week, and I can tell you those individuals who have family members who care enough to come in and make sure that their loved ones are presented to the general public in the way that potentially they might not want to be. I can tell you those that are presented in the way that probably they do want to be also. In other words, those that have clothes that fit. And you got to be reminded too, or I want to remind you, that with Alzheimer's type dementia specifically, we're burning calories at twice the rate that we do if we didn't have Alzheimer's. P.S. Except for me, that I will never burn calories that quick. I just don't care what. It won't happen. But anyway, if we're burning calories twice as fast as we did when we didn't have Alzheimer's, and if our appetite is being affected and we're not eating well, then we've probably lost weight, we've lost muscle tone, and our clothes don't fit as well. Hey, come on, folks. You can go to Goodwill or yard sales and find clothes if budget is tight. I have great respect for folks that do that. I am among you. I love shopping Goodwills down in South Florida, where we have our home in South Florida, and I can go there and shop the Goodwills and find some of the best bargains on the planet for $4 and $5. So you can do this too for your loved ones with dementia. Make sure their clothes fit. Think about this. When you are wearing clothes that don't fit, either they're too tight or too snug, or the sleeves don't feel good and you're just fidgeting with your clothes and it just drives you crazy, then that makes you more irritable. Well, honey, that's true for your folks with dementia. It makes them more irritable. Don't you think they've got enough going on in their world that makes them irritable without their shirt doing it or their pants doing it? Be aware of that. Please be aware that the Depends or the disposable underwear that you're using for your loved one, that is the right size. They don't need Depends that come all the way up to their boobies. They don't. They need Depends that come to their waist, and that's where it needs to stop. It just drives me bonkers when I see someone that's sitting and their shirt's gotten messed up, and you can see their Depends way up above the top of their pants, going up towards their back. You don't want to wear your underwear up to your middle of your back, and neither do they. Please buy the right size. It don't cost more to get the right size, y'all. Just do that. Well, I want to tell you something that's important in my mama's world is her fingernails. She's very concerned about what her fingernails look like. I have the hardest time figuring out where to put stuff that it shows up in the camera. Everything's reversed, it's kind of crazy. So when my mama looks at her fingernails and they're chipped or they're growing out, and the color, you can tell that the color is not all the way down because the nails have grown out. That makes her a little bit agitated. Mama's very concerned about how she looks, and she always has been. But when she looks at her hands, if she doesn't have pretty fingernails and she doesn't have rings on most every finger, she gets a little bit anxious about that. Well, fortunately, in my mama's world, she can go downstairs to the, well, not even downstairs, it's the same level, isn't it? It's a new community. I'm having a hard time keeping it straight. She's in skilled nursing now. But she can go to the salon and have her nails done. And they do the best job. They do her hair and her nails. And I recently, though, took her, well, it was for her first visit to have her nails done, and she had regular gel nail polish on. Well, you girls who've had it done know that you put your hand in one of those dryer machines, and see, it's over here, in one of those drying machines, and you know, it kind of burns when you do that. Have you ever noticed that? And then when you've got to take it off, they put cotton on your fingernail, and then they wrap that with aluminum foil, and all of that is soaked with acetone to soak off that nasty stuff. And then, if you're not careful, you start noticing your nails are damaged because you've used gel nail polish. So I do still put gel nail polish on my mama because mama cannot keep her hands or her feet still long enough to keep it from being messed up. So it's a problem. Costs more, but in the long run, lasts longer on mama. So I went to the salon there at the skilled nursing where my mama is, and she goes, "Oh, we don't do gel polish here." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." She said, "But there's this new gel polish," and she told me about it, and this is the Sally Hansen brand of it, and it's called Miracle Gel. And if you haven't tried it for yourself, or for your folks with dementia, you might want to do this. And what's so neat about it for you or for whomever is you don't have to have a dryer. So you put on the polish, and then by the time you get all 10 done, you can go ahead and put on your second coat or your third coat. You put on the top coat, and within about 3 minutes, they're dry and they're hard. And you know what? It lasts. I've recently started using it on myself, and it's lasting a couple of weeks. And I do a lot of stuff. My hands are busy. So for my mama, it should last even longer, because what does mama do? She's not getting her hands dirty. Mama has gotten to the point with Alzheimer's that she doesn't remember how to wash her hands and drying her hands. It's a problem. So she's really not doing a lot to get her nails messed up so she can keep them healthy and keep them pretty. I, on the other hand, did try installing this new color yesterday called Birthday Suit. And it's like a natural pinky color, beigey pinky. And this hand came out pretty good. This hand looked like a 2-year-old had done it. And so I redid it, and it looked like a 2-year-old did it again. So I took it all off, and I just have on top coat today, and it's a little bit shiny. I'm a little bit happy with it. But that's important for your loved one. Make sure that they are being presented in their physical being in a way that if they could comprehend it, if they could look at themselves in a mirror and go, "That is how I'm supposed to look," then you would get that result. That's what you want. You want them to look at themselves and say, "I look good. Thank you for making me look good." But what do they look? What do they see when they look in a mirror? You might be surprised to know that when they look in a mirror, they probably don't see themselves. They may see an older lady that they think, "Well, her hair looks pretty good," or "I like her necklace," or "That sure is a pretty pair of earrings she's wearing," but they may not realize that that she in the mirror is themselves. Because you see, they're living back in time, and they may think it's 1950. And that's an old lady in the mirror, and I don't know who that old lady is, but still have enough respect for them that you are concerned about their physical appearance. It's important. You know what else it'll do? It'll make your care visits, especially if you're just going to visit them, or even in your own home. Every time you look at them, they will look more like themselves because you're not getting them. You're not experiencing that true person anymore through their personality and their actions and their behaviors. It's not them. And you so want it to be them, and it's not. But if you can look at them, if their visual appearance is more like what you expect them to be, it'll land in your heart better. I'm telling you, it will make your caregiving journey better. I believe that. Works for me. Does it work for you? Write and tell me. My email address is carol@letstalkdementia.org. Be sure you cull through that closet now and get rid of what doesn't fit anymore. I always like to tell you a funny, so I'm going to read this one to you because it's a little bit long. But my friend Anna Smart has been sending me some funnies, and here you go. A stingy old lawyer who had been diagnosed with a terminal illness was determined to prove wrong the saying, "You can't take it with you." After much thought and consideration, the old ambulance chaser finally figured out how to take at least some of his money with him when he died. He instructed his wife to go to the bank and withdraw enough money to fill 2 pillowcases. He then directed her to take the bags of money to the attic and leave them directly above his bed. His plan was that when he passed away, he would reach out and grab the bags on his way to heaven. Several weeks after the funeral, the deceased lawyer's wife had gone up in the attic to clean. Coming upon the 2 forgotten pillowcases stuffed with cash, she exclaimed, "Oh, that darned old fool. He should have had me put that money in the basement." Oh, that's not good, is it? You can't take it with you. Hope your caregiving journey today is a good one. I hope you giggle. I really do. I hope you find some peace, some calm, some relaxation, because if you're like me, you need it. Blessings and smiles on your caregiving journey.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel. When you subscribe, you'll be able to stay up to date on our latest videos, and all of the videos are free. Check out my book, Let's Talk Dementia. It is available on Amazon. The link is in the description below. Blessings and smiles.